Good day, everybody. I am Dr. Brandon DeAndre. What I want to do today is show you something practical. This is about using AI in a way that actually helps OIG evaluators do the job better, not as a gimmick and not as a replacement for judgment. This is really about having an AI agent that can help you organize information, look at patterns, summarize material, and support your thinking as you work through evaluations. The focus is on Gemini Enterprise and how to use it in a secure and ethical way. What I want to show you is that if you use it correctly, this can save time, improve your workflow, and help you stay focused on the parts of the job that really require human judgment. That is what this is about. Now, let's get started. So let me introduce the new partner in the OIG Gemini Enterprise. This is a secure generative AI tool built to support Department of War work inside an Impact Level 5 environment. Now, I do not want anybody thinking this is some magic robot that is going to do the whole job for you. That is not the point. Think of it more like a junior assistant or a force multiplier. It can help you organize material, summarize documents, spot patterns, and help you move faster, but you still bring the expertise, you still give the direction, and you still make the final judgment. That is the partnership. The goal is simple. Use the tool to strengthen your work, speed up your workflow, and improve the quality of your evaluations, but do it securely and do it ethically. So before we talk about capability, we need to talk about control. What goes in, what stays out, and how we prevent spillage. This is the traffic light system, and this may be the most important slide in the whole deck. Green light means safe to input. That includes things like CUI, FOUO, and publicly available information. So draft evaluation reports, anonymized interview summaries, policy documents, public data sets, and open source research. That is the lane where this tool can really help you. Red light means stop, never put classified information in here. Not confidential, not secret, not top secret. This tool does not operate on classified networks, and putting classified information into it is a security violation. No gray area there, and a yellow light means slow down and be careful. That is PII and PH. Things like social security numbers or specific medical information should not go into the system. The right move is to anonymize the data. First, use the tool to work the problem, build the draft, do the analysis, and then, if needed, add the sensitive details later inside the proper secure system. So if you remember nothing else from this slide, remember the traffic light. Green means good to go, red means stop, and yellow says slow down and handle with care. Or you are going to be in your boss's office explaining why a senator is asking how half the Army's medical PII took a detour into generative AI. Now, with the guardrails in place, let us look at the practical value of the tool. This slide gets into what the tool can actually do. First is research and synthesis. If you give it a large stack of public or approved material, it can summarize that information fast and pull out recurring themes that is useful when you are staring at a pile of reports and trying to figure out what matters most. Second is data interrogation. If you upload unclassified data, it can help you spot trends, outliers, and possible problem areas. It is not replacing your analysis. It is helping you get to the signal faster. Third is drafting and communication. It can help draft routine email summaries, talking points, and portions of reports. That does not mean you let it write your judgment for you. It means you use it to get the basic structure on the page so you can refine it. And fourth is analysis and brainstorming. This is where it can really help as a thinking partner. You can use it to test possible root causes, explore patterns, and think through possible recommendations. So the big idea here is simple. This tool helps with the heavy lift on organization speed and first pass analysis. You still bring the experience, the context, and the final call. Now that we have covered the core capabilities, let's set some ground rules. These are the rules of engagement, and this is where we keep the tool useful without letting it get stupid or dangerous. On the do side, use Gen AI to help accelerate analysis, synthesis, and drafting for routine, non-sensitive work. Validate what it gives you against real sources and the actual mission context. Keep your prompt hygiene clean and label data correctly. Stress test the output. Look for bias, weak logic, and bad assumptions. Know the model has limits, including a knowledge cutoff date. And if you use it in a meaningful way for a work product, cite it appropriately. Now on the do not side, do not put in classified information, PII, PHI, or anything from a non-cleared environment. Do not treat the output like ground truth or final analysis. Do not strip markings or move outputs outside the approved space. Do not ignore model limitations or assume it knows everything up to today, and do not rely on it for tasks it is not built to handle. The bottom line is simple. Use the tool like a smart assistant, not like an oracle. You are still the evaluator. You are still responsible for the judgment, and you are still responsible for the product. And now that the guardrails are in place, let us move from theory to practice. Now let us move into a practical exercise. This is a simple 4-step model for working with your AI agent. Step 1 is the human role. That is the prompt. Step 2 is the agent's role. That is the AI output. Step 3 brings it back to the human role. This is where you validate, refine, and make sure the output actually makes sense. And step 4 is the outcome. That is the final product. The big idea is straightforward. The process starts with the human. It moves through the tool, and it comes back to the human before anything becomes final. That is how you use AI as a partner without handing over the steering wheel. So let us begin, because every good prompt starts with a task, a purpose, and a mission. Now we set up the exercise, and the task is straightforward. Your team has been assigned to review publicly available reports dealing with Department of Defense, financial management, business systems, accountability, and audit-related challenges. The purpose is to go through that source material and identify recurring deficiencies, cross-cutting themes, and the biggest oversight concerns, and the mission is just as important. Use an approved AI tool to help support the document review, identify trends and areas of risk, then validate the output with professional judgment and turn it into a concise, usable product for evaluation, support, and leadership review. So this is not just about asking AI to summarize a stack of reports. It is about using the tool in a disciplined way to support a real oversight task. The AI helps process the material. The human team checks it, shapes it, and decides what matters. Now that we have a task, a purpose, and a mission, let us look at our scenario. Now, here is the scenario. Your team has about 600 pages of publicly available reports to review. You have 1 week and you have only 2 people on the job. That is exactly the kind of situation where an approved AI tool can help. It can help you move through the material faster. It can help you organize the information. It can help you identify recurring themes, and it can help you highlight possible areas of risk. Because let us be honest, that is a lot of paper and not much time. But this is the part that matters most. The AI can help you process the material. It can help you get to a first cut faster, but it does not own the answer. The team still has to validate the content, refine the analysis, and make sure the final product is sound. So the real question is not whether the tool can help. The question is how you are going to use it the right way, and that starts with a process. This slide shows the process. First, you gather publicly available information that can be GAO and other OIG reports, think tank work, academic papers, news articles, public data sets, field manuals, and regulations, as long as they are unclassified and publicly available. Then you download those documents and place them into your project folder. From there, you upload the files into the approved AI tool. Next comes the part that really matters. You give it strong prompts, not vague questions, not lazy questions. You tell it what you want reviewed, what you want pulled out, and what kind of product you need at the end. Then the AI processes the material and gives you a working output. After that, the human comes back in to review, validate, refine, and shape the result. And then you get to the final product. So the workflow is simple. Find the source material, download it, organize it, upload it, prompt it, process it, then check the work and turn it into something useful. That is the process. Now, let us begin the practical exercise. Step 1 is to upload the source documents. This is where we pull the relevant files out of the project folder and place them into the approved AI workspace. Nothing fancy here, just get the right material into the tool. In this case, that means the GAO reports and related source documents that support the exercise. And this is also where you start thinking ahead. What is the question you want answered? What is the product you need at the end? And what documents actually matter for that task? Because just uploading a pile of files is not the mission. The mission is to give the tool the right material and the right direction so it can help you do useful work. So where do we begin? We begin with the prompt. Here is our first prompt, the comprehensive kickoff. This is the main example because it shows the full workflow. You upload a collection of unclassified, publicly available GAO reports dealing with Department of Defense financial management, business systems, accountability, and audit-related challenges. Then you ask the tool to do 3 things. First, summarize the key findings from each report in 2 to 3 bullet points. Second, identify the top 5 recurring themes, risks, or problem areas across the reports. Third, based only on the uploaded documents, draft a 3-paragraph introduction for a new evaluation kickoff memorandum that explains the historical context, significance, and oversight relevance of the issues. What makes this prompt strong is that it is clearly structured and specific. It tells the tool what material to use, what tasks to perform, and what kind of product to deliver. So this is not just summarization. This is summarization, synthesis, and drafting all in one prompt. That is why this is your primary example. It shows a full practical workflow from source documents to a usable product. Now let us look at what that product actually looks like. Now we are looking at the product from prompt number 1. This is the first output. Key findings from each uploaded report. What the tool is doing here is taking each report and breaking it down into short, usable points. For example, one report says DoD Business Systems Modernization is still a long-running, high-risk issue tied directly to auditability. It also points out that many recommendations were still not fully implemented. Another report shows that civilian payroll problems remained open for years with weak documentation, delayed adjustments, and poor communication with employees. That is where the value starts to show up. Instead of reading hundreds of pages cold and building your own first cut from scratch, the tool helps you get to a structured summary much faster. Now that does not mean the job is done. It means the team now has a sound starting point, something you can review, validate, refine, and use to move to the next task. Now we move to the second part of the product. This is where the tool looks across all of the reports and starts pulling out the recurring themes. And that matters because this is where separate findings start turning into a pattern. What came back here was weak system planning and modernization, persistent accountability gaps, weak or fragmented oversight, slow corrective action, and workforce and capacity shortfalls. That is useful because it helps the team move from report by report reading to a broader oversight picture. Instead of just knowing what each document says, you now start seeing what keeps showing up again and again. That gives you a better sense of where the real systemic problems are. And once you have that, you are ready for the final task in the first prompt. This prompt asks the tool to draft a 3-paragraph introduction for a new evaluation kickoff memorandum. What comes back is something practical and familiar. It pulls together the major themes from the reports and frames the issue in a way an OIG team can actually use. In this case, the draft explains that for more than 2 decades, DoD has struggled with persistent financial management and business system weaknesses. The reports show the same problems appearing again and again across modernization, property accountability, payroll, spare parts tracking, environmental liability reporting, and audit remediation. And the larger point is clear. DoD remains a high-risk area and still has not achieved a department-wide clean audit opinion. The draft also captures an important balance. It recognizes that there has been some progress, including clean opinions for certain components and measurable benefits from financial statement audits, but it also shows that the deeper problems remain. GAO continued to identify incomplete planning, unreliable data, weak oversight, delayed corrective actions, and unresolved accountability gaps. In other words, some processes existed, but they were still not strong enough to fix long-standing weaknesses. And then the draft does what a good opening section should do. It explains why these issues matter. They affect auditability, internal controls, fiscal stewardship, transparency, and confidence in DoD decision-making. Put together, the report suggests future oversight should focus on whether remediation efforts are creating lasting department-wide improvement and whether system, workforce, and governance reforms are actually reducing long-term risk. So this is more than summarization. This is the tool helping the team move from source material to a usable first draft. And once you have that foundation, you are ready to move to the next prompt. This is prompt number 2, and I call this one just the facts. Here, the job is more focused. You are asking the tool to review each uploaded GAO report and give you a bulleted list of the principal conclusions, along with any formal recommendations directed to the Department of Defense. So this is less about broad synthesis and more about disciplined extraction. You want the main findings, you want the recommendations, and you want it in a format you can use quickly. This is useful when you need a fast, clean breakdown of what each report actually says without a lot of extra noise. In other words, this prompt helps you separate the facts from the fog. That is why this one demonstrates rapid summarization and extraction. It gives the team a clean reference point before moving into deeper analysis. Now let's see what the product is for this prompt. Now we are looking at the product from prompt number 2. This is just the facts output. What the tool did here was pull out the principal conclusions and the formal recommendations from a specific GAO report. In this example, the report says DoD has spent decades trying to modernize its business and financial systems, and the job is still not finished. It also points out weak oversight guidance, unreliable compliance data, and the lack of a strong workforce approach to support the systems. Then it pulls the formal recommendation piece. In plain English, GAO is not just saying there is a problem. GAO is also saying here is what DoD needs to do about it. That is the value of this prompt. It gives you the findings and the recommended actions in a clean format that is easy to use. So again, this is not the final answer. It is a fast, organized first cut that helps the team move to the next task more quickly. This is prompt number 3, and I call it the root cause analysis. Now we are moving past basic summarization. Here, the tool is being asked to think across the reports and identify the possible root causes behind the problems. Not just what happened, but why does it keep happening? And then organize those causes into useful categories. Things like internal control systems, modernization of workforce, training governance, oversight, data reliability, property accountability, and resource management. This is where the tool starts becoming a brainstorming partner for analysis. It helps the team sort a messy problem into a more structured picture. Now that does not mean the AI gets to declare the root cause and call it a day. It means it helps generate a thoughtful first pass that the team can test, challenge, and refine. That is the value here with this prompt. Now, let's see what it produced. This is where the tool starts laying out possible root causes behind the problems described in the GAO reports. In this example, it is focused on internal controls, and what it pulls out is pretty useful. Incomplete corrective action planning, weak control design and follow-through, and inconsistent management review. That matters because now you are not just collecting findings. You are starting to build an explanation for why the same problems keep showing up. This is where AI can help the team organize a complicated issue into something more structured and easier to think through. But again, this is a starting point, not the final answer. The team still has to test those root causes against the source material and decide whether they actually hold up. So what you are seeing here is a first analytical cut that helps move the work forward. Now, let us move to the next prompt. This is prompt number 4, and it is our final prompt for the exercise, and it deals with the gap analysis. And this one is a little more advanced. Now, we are not just asking what the reports say, we are asking what they do not fully cover. The tool is being asked to look across the uploaded GAO reports, identify analytical gaps, point out related issues that are mentioned but not explored in depth, and then suggest logical next steps for a future OIG evaluation that is a different level of work. Now, you are using AI not just to summarize or organize information, you are using it to help think about where the next oversight question ought to go. That is why this prompt demonstrates advanced analytical assessment and strategic planning support. It helps the team move from understanding the material to thinking about what should be examined next. So now let us look at what that gap analysis actually looks like. Now we are looking at the product from the gap analysis prompt, and this is where the tool starts to become really useful in a more advanced way. It is not just telling you what is in the reports, it is helping to point out what is missing or what was mentioned but not fully explored. For example, do governance forms actually drive closure, or do they mostly track status? Why are some components improving faster than others? Is the FIAR contract support being used effectively? And how do cybersecurity and system architecture affect auditability? And finally, is DoD actually investing in the fixes that matter most? That is useful because those are the kinds of questions that can shape future oversight work. So now the AI is not just helping summarize the past, it is helping the team think about where to look next. That is the real value here. It helps turn a stack of reports into possible future lines of inquiry. And for an OIG team, that is a pretty useful place to be. So now let us bring this presentation to a close, and let's call it a day. So here is the main takeaway. Now let's get this straight. AI is not the boss, and it's just a tool. This tool can help you move faster and help you get to a better starting point. But the judgment, the accountability, and the final call still belongs to the evaluator. Used the right way, this program does not weaken oversight. It makes oversight better, and that is where the program's real value lies. The machine can assist, but the mission still belongs to us. And I got just one more thing.